Welcome to the Stoppage Time Penalty Show. And again, this is a new graphic, change the name. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Thank you to everyone that has come onto the live. Let's add Barry. Barry, can you hear us? No, Barry can't hear us. Oh, technical. You know, this is what I love about the live shows. You just don't know what's actually going to happen. Oh, yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you. I don't think you can hear us.
Oh, but hey, let's just kind of carry on. Hi, my name is Tabrice. I'm the content creator and founder of the Amateur Football Channel. The person in the middle, absolute legend in his own right, Owen, centre back from Herne Bay. Hi, Vets, how you doing, sir?
Good, thank you. Thank you very much. Nice to be on the show as per usual.
And then we have Barry, coach, and Barry. That's probably not too sure what he's doing in the background, but yes, we also have him. We also have coach on the show. I think we're suffering from a few technical issues, but hey, you know, we roll with the punches. This is exactly what I love about the live show. You just don't know what is going to be going on. Hey, let me put Barry on pause. And let me take him out at this present moment in time. So very, very excited. I'm very, very excited about the show. So we have Spartans FC coming on the show in the next couple of minutes. Are they the best team in Croydon? We'll be hearing from a few of their guys later on. And then we have the Vets segment. And again, this is where Owen literally comes out of his shell and talks about his team and talks about exactly what Herne Bay are doing in the London Cup, and we'll be talking about some of the league results. And then we have Brian Deane coming on later, absolute legend, Leeds, Sheffield United, and I believe Leicester. But hey, you know what? I'm just gonna put the Yorkshire clubs in there. No disrespect to any of the Leicester fans, but hey, you know what? I've literally got to put just the Leeds and Sheffield United. But hey, Owen, how you doing, sir?
Good, thank you. Yeah, feeling good. Nice and refreshed, and a lovely day today. It's just been me and my sons. The wife stayed overnight with one of her friends. So yeah, me and my three boys today. It's been good, thank you.
Good stuff. And a picture photography. Thank you for your comment. Where is your Klopp mask? I think it's somewhere upstairs. Listen. You know what I mean? West Ham deserved it. You know. I think that was definitely going to be a very tricky tie for Liverpool, and again, West Ham are on a rich vein of form, so there's no shame losing against West Ham. Unlike losing to, I think it's all right losing to Man City, but again, I'm gonna assume that this person is a United fan. So yes, Ollie in 100%.
I'm United as well, and yeah, I mean there was no great surprise. I thought we would lose that game. To be honest, I thought we'd lose it by a wider margin, and had David De Gea not been on form, it would have been a wider margin. When at first half, I think it would have been really embarrassing. The gulf between United, City, and Liverpool is just, and Chelsea as well. It's really sad, actually. Really sad.
It's crazy. But hey, you know what? That is football for you. I kind of believe it goes in cycles. I think this is now Liverpool and City's turn. Maybe in the next 2, 3, 4 years, it could be someone else's turn. So hey, it is what it is. But hey, you know what? Again, it's it's good that this particular person is now asking me where the Klopp mask is, because again, Liverpool is on his mind. So, and again, that's exactly how I would want it. I want people to literally be hating on Liverpool, because that means we're doing something right.
True.
So we are waiting for the Spartans to actually come on. Also, as well, in terms of the other panelists, they are just busy, I'd say, shuttling around. Literally, people are doing this and people are doing that. So we are going to be getting some of the other panelists on. Let me see if Coach Barry can actually come on. Coach. Nope.
Yeah.
Oh. Can you she hear us, coach?
I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Oh, you can hear us. Well,
Yes.
I can't see you now.
I don't know what's from my camera. Oh my God. Gremlins. I've got the gremlins on.
But you know, this is what I love about like the live stuff. Like you just don't know what is going on. But actually, while we wait, let's kind of talk about what's actually going on in the Premiership. I'd say the kind of manager roundabout. I mean, again, we are kind of talking about Conte coming in now at Spurs, Dean Smith losing his job, and Farka, is it Farka? Losing like his job at Leicester. What's your whole thoughts about the whole managerial change this week?
Who's that to me?
Yeah.
Farka, that just completely seemed really illogical. They won their first game in like 20 games, I believe. I remember hearing last night, match of the day. Okay, they were lucky, to be fair. I mean, Brentford were the better team and should have actually at least drawn, if not won the game. But nonetheless, won it. And then I'm getting can you hear that?
Yeah, there's a bit of echo.
Strong echo. Anyway, won the game and then they sacked him off the back of that. Seems a bizarre one, well, it seems like they were going to sack him, obviously, regardless of the results. I didn't even know about Dean Smith. When did that happen?
That happened today. That happened in the afternoon.
Right,
around,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, about half past 12. I mean, that literally came out of the blue.
Yeah, that's a strike. I was just reading here that supposedly Steven Gerrard is high on their list. He's not going to go there. He's holding out for Klopp leaving, isn't he?
I mean, well, I think the Liverpool job could be a little bit too big for him right now. I wouldn't mind him going to either Newcastle or even to a Villa to again acclimatize to what the Premiership is really about. And then of course, I think eventually he will become the manager of Liverpool, but I think it's a little bit too early for him, personally.
Yeah, right now, yeah. But let's see. Interested. That's surprising as well, though. I mean, okay, they're not doing as well as they were doing last season. But this is the Premier League, isn't it? It is now really, it's meant to be ruthless. But then my team, we seem to be sticking with our man who is just not getting the results and not getting the team bonding together. So surely he's got to be next. It's just who's on the list, who's there to replace him at a club like United.
Well, I mean, I think I've kind of heard that United don't really want to be that kind of trigger happy type of club. So, and I think everyone's seen it with Graham Potter. If you kind of give people time, they hopefully eventually can get it right.
Yeah.
But with no disrespect to Brighton, they're not a United. They don't have the budget like United. And again, now with the players that United do have, it's is like Ollie like the right person to like challenge like the top 3 and top 4 consistently week in, week out? Because again, like the teams are getting better now. West Ham, I know, again, West Ham are no pushovers. Leicester as well. Wolves are now kind of coming into some decent form. Who is out there now for United if they were going to sack Ollie?
Yeah, I did read something about Brendan Rodgers, which I was surprised to read about, given his Liverpool connection. But yeah, he's got pedigree, and I think with the budget, he could do really well. He's a good potential. Conte, when his name was floating about, clearly the guy at the moment is a serial winner, and whilst nothing's guaranteed, there is a much better likelihood of him delivering trophies. But the flip side of that is he's a 2-season, 3-season at best manager before he leaves, before he falls out with everybody a la Mourinho and, causes a bit of a ruckus and then moves on to the next club. So it's that, what do you want? Do you want to try and build a legacy, or is it chasing a trophy straight away? Because it doesn't seem like the manager is out there who can do the two. So either a quick trophy, I'll be gone very quickly, or stick around with me and see how it goes over 5 years or something. Huh?
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. Very true. So I've just had a text from the guys from Spartans, and they're trying to get in and they can't get in. So I'm just sending them a message now. My phone is going off as per usual. But hey, this is what I love about doing things live. Like, there's no take backs, there's no rehearsals. We just roll with the punches. And again, just to kind of let you guys know, we have hopefully the Spartans coming on in the next couple of minutes. Then we'll be talking about the kind of vets that's from Independent, Hollington FC, Herne Bay. The representative from Glebe cannot come onto the show today due to an emergency. But again, we'll be literally talking about what's actually going on in the vet scene, and then we have Brian Deane. Brian Deane that's literally going to come on, talk about his career, and again, we're going to have some questions and answers. So, okay, let's try one more time. Okay, Barry is on. Let's see, Barry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening to Breeze. Good evening, Owen.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone out there. Sorry about I had slight technical difficulties, but I'm back.
Oh, dear me. Oh gosh, you know what? I think that's definitely 2 goals conceded, coach. Definitely 2 goals conceded.
Okay. It can happen.
Oh dear. How was your weekend with Independent?
Do I have to talk about it?
Okay, it wasn't that good.
Not great this weekend. Our under 13s, we got knocked out of the London Cup. We played one of the favourites in the South London, and they beat us quite convincingly. The under 10s won. They won comfortably, and the under 16s drew 3-3, which was disappointing because it's a game we should have won comfortably, but we played with 8 men and we drew 3-3. So I don't know what happened there. I couldn't attend that game, but there was a lot of calls just before kickoff saying people wasn't coming. So I'll be making a few phone calls tomorrow morning to see what happened there. But not a great weekend for Independent so far in the youth setup.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's a little bit of complacency, loss of confidence, or is it just one of those? It's one of those.
It was due to some complacency because we were playing the team at the bottom of the table, and there was little rumours going around that players said, "I'm not coming this week because it's this type of game they didn't want to play," which is the wrong attitude. It's a very wrong attitude. So, like I said, I'll be making quite a few phone calls tomorrow, speaking to the boy and their parents about that's not the way we do things at Independent, and this complacency I don't like. I like to kill it before it even starts to creep in around the squad. So I'll be killing that tomorrow. And I know people know they're gonna, when they see my number come up, they know exactly why I'm ringing. So,
yeah. No, cool. Hey, you know what? We have the manager of Spartans, Jacka, in the green rooms. I'm just gonna let him in, and he'll be literally talking about Spartans, and yeah, hey, we'll be firing some kind of questions at him. Jacka, how you doing, sir? Oh, we can't hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
Hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Sorry, apologies for the late getting in.
No,
that's cool. Can you hear now?
No, not a problem. Yeah, exactly. You are here now. Jacka, can you please give us like a quick little introduction in terms of who you are and the team that you manage, and a little bit about Spartans?
Yeah, well, I'm Jack. I'm the manager of Spartans. We're currently playing the Croydon Municipal Sunday League. We're current champions. We're defending the title at the moment, unbeaten. We've been going since 2014. Got a good bunch of lads. Basically, club started, few friends, as a small dream, and didn't know that it would get to the heights that's got to now. And that's not even in terms of like the social media side of it, just even in the football aspect. I think we're going from strength to strength.
Amazing. And I think Spartans came onto my radar a few years ago. I just browsing through YouTube, like I do. I kind of went down like a bit of a rabbit hole, and I don't know what game it was, but what kind of attracted me to let you guys was literally how like you started recording your games. It wasn't really a standalone camera. Like you had someone on a gimbal that was actually following the player up and down. Yeah, which was completely new to me. Like I'm like, wow, like this is just something else. And again, like you are probably one of few teams in Croydon, I believe, that literally record your games. I mean, how long have you been recording now?
So we started recording in 2018. Literally, first game of the season. We had high hopes for this season. We actually lost our first game. After having such a good pre-season, getting 16, 17, 18 players turning up. And then when it actually come to the first game of that season, we had like 10 men. We actually lost the game 2-1. And then I think that was the turning point from the club. I think a few of us sat down and was like, you know what? Like this can't really go on this way. And it was literally just off a whim. A player who was playing at the time, his brother had camera footage and said, why don't we just film? So the next game we filmed, and that just brought a different element to the team. We actually went on like a 19-game win streak just from recording. So I think that even recording brought a whole new element to the club. And it was kind of all documented. It was just very organic.
Yeah. And actually, before I kind of get any questions from like Owen and Barry, I just want to show everyone a quick little video that I kind of took from you guys after the Saha game.
Yeah.
Let's have Who's going to go in?
She was managing the game better than them, pushing up, making them press, making them kick the ball early, making them go long, and we just, like I say, just managed the game so much better than what they did. Like you say, get up, press the ball, and when they're not pressing the ball, we drop.
I've got some put in there right now, man.
This guy.
It was a big save from penalty. It was never a penalty, but big save, big times. I say we just managed the game better than them. It was a good game, game. But they're going to come back, so let's not talk too much.
This guy.
let's not talk too much and just play in it. It was a good game,
Yeah. Thank you.
So, could you kind of talk us through that particular game that literally I kind of witnessed between yourselves and Saha?
Well, as you know, that was a very big game last season. Both teams was basically, it was between Spartans and Saha to win the league. So basically, the bragging rights and whoever won that game would more than likely go on to win it. So I think at that time as well, it was so important. Both teams was unbeaten, and Saha was top of the league at that time. We had a lot of games in hand. So I think that win was the tipping point in the season. And I think had it been us that lost, who knows? It could have probably been the other way around for us. If you know what I mean. But yeah, that game was pivotal to us winning the league.
Yeah, true. Again, to Owen and to Coach Barry, do you have any questions for Jacka?
Yeah, I do, if that's all right. Jacka, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So just listen to what you were saying there. You were saying basically it was the point where you started to film and stream the game, that was the turnaround full Spartans, where then as a result of that attracted players, or just players you already had?
I don't think it not even attracting players. I think it probably brought an extra 20% from every player that was playing at the time. It just made
they knew
everyone.
they'd be up on YouTube,
Yeah. It gave an extra 20% from each player. As I said, we lost the game before we started filming, and after that, we actually went on an 18. I think it was an 18 or 19 game win streak. So it was just a complete turnaround. And then obviously with that, started to get some more better players and whatnot and so forth.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Coach Barry.
No, Jack, that's very impressive. You said you're on the season unbeaten.
Last season we went unbeaten, yeah, in the league.
That's hats off to you. Congratulations. That's excellent. But I know Saha. So for you to beat Saha, you must have some very good players hidden away down there. I can see that little smile on your face.
I know, I can see the smile, He doesn't want to say.
So, because
what I will say.
Saha's got some semi-pros and a couple of ex-pros playing for them. So you must have some very good players down there.
Yeah. Both sides have got very, very good players, but I think our unit just wanted it more in the day. And if you do want to see more, I suggest you go to YouTube and watch it. Definitely.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I am an avid watcher, and I again, if it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes, I will literally watch a Spartans game. It's just different. And again, they don't pull any punches. And I think what it is, and there's that one more video that I want to show like people, and again, I'd kind of love to get Jacka's opinion about this. But yeah, let me kind of ask the question once I've shown everyone the video. If I can find it, I got it. Alrighty.
I'm gonna have a chat with you.
Yeah, man.
Like I said, see the aggression that we come out with. We know what they're about. They're good, very good footballing team. I know loads of them, good friends with a lot of them. But you see what we have, you can't teach. You see the heart thing? You're either born with it or you're not. We get a lot of stick for people say we're bullies and whatever. Cool, we might have been back in the day, but we're a footballing team now. But we use certain things to our advantage. And that's what worked. That's what worked today. Do you know what I mean? We didn't batter them off the pitch. Nothing like that. Didn't get into no fights. It was literally winning every tackle, winning your first and your seconds, things like that. And that's what we did today, man.
Again, how again, I think Spartans back in the day literally had that tag of like being a very aggressive, in your face, intimidating type of team. Like, what's your thoughts about that? And like what do you say to like people now that like haven't seen you guys play, I'd say in the kind of past couple of years?
You know what? Good question. I think a lot of teams probably watch us and probably say, do you know what? The team is very aggressive. We're bullies. We're this, that, and the third. But until they get on the pitch, it's only after the game that they realise that we are actually a very good football playing team. I go back to last season. We played a team called FC Baller from East London in the quarterfinal of the London Cup. I literally, because they film as well, and I watched their game, and they're like, they said basically, I've watched this team play. They're just big, they're strong, they're bullies. They get a lot of wins from bullying opponents. They won't be fitter than you. Yeah, they won't be this. And until they got on the pitch and they realised that wasn't the case. So I think it's all good looking from the outside in, and having a judgment and opinion. But when you get on the pitch, it's a different story.
Mm-hmm. And do you think it's a kind of stereotype or like a stigma with a lot of the Croydon teams?
Say that again, sorry.
do you think it's a kind of stereotype with like a lot of Croydon teams, like, you know, they're just big and like, you know, they're just trying to knock you over and tap you hard, you know, like it seems for me anyway, that kind of perception of like a lot of teams based in Croydon that they just don't know how to play football.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think a lot of teams in Croydon are really rated. I do hear a lot that they call it Croydon the Farmers League. But yeah, as I said, there is some very, very good teams in Croydon, so it is confusing to me.
What the Jacka?
Yeah.
Do you think because you play with such intensity, because your team plays with such intensity, people get the idea wrong? Because when you play high level with lots of intensity and you play teams who are not used to it, they think that you're bullying them or your aggression, but it's just intensity. Because if you train like that, train that way, and always play like that, your players get used to it. And other teams that are not used to playing with that intensity think, they're bullying, they're strong, they're this and that. It's just the level you guys play at, I think, why people get that wrong interpretation.
You know what, as well? I remember something that Debrice actually said. We're good at using the dark arts of football. and I definitely think that's true.
Listen, I mean, again, you know, when I kind of literally watched like the Saha game, it was again, it was just a different atmosphere. You guys came with the speakers, you came with your luminous green tracksuits, so everyone knew that you that you was there. And again, hey, like, you know, you guys, you know, as well, are not a small team. You know, average height would be about 5'10", 5'11". You're a big team, but again, just seeing how you guys play, it's just a different level. And again, it was a kind of big game against Saha. And again, listen, I'm going to ask you the question: do you think Spartans are the best team in Croydon?
Yeah, I think it's been proven. Well, this is really our second full season. Obviously, the first season we joined, COVID hit. We didn't get to finish the season. Last season was our first full season, and we won the league. In which a season, I think the league was very tough last season. There were so many good teams. You had Saha, you had PSG, Croydon before they unfortunately folded. Santos, who's unfortunately folded. Yeah, there was a lot of good teams. So yeah, I do think Croydon, Spartans are the best team in Croydon.
Wow, you put it out there.
No, can I ask something, Jacka? Sorry.
Yeah.
I keep getting chucked out. Sorry for this happening again. But have you played SE Dons in any competitions?
No, we haven't. But I'm sure the London Cup draw is taking place at some point. So hopefully we can get one of those teams.
Right,
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna literally stay right now. I think Spartans are gonna be one of the dark horses in the London Cup, 100%. I think they don't. I'm gonna say it because I know how like the Spartans are like they don't like to do say certain things, but I'm gonna say I think the Spartans like minimum are looking at quarterfinals. I think once you kind of get to the quarterfinals, then it's anyone's game. And again, they kind of do say the South have like the best teams, and I really do think that the London Cup is going to remain in South, and Spartans have to be in that mix 100%.
Definitely.
Jacka, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for like coming on. Anyone out there, can you kind of give like anyone your like DLs, YouTube, Instagram, etc. So
if you do want to catch our games, just type in Spartans FC or Spartans TV, and Twitter and Instagram is @UpTheSpartans. Check us out, man.
Yeah, nice one. Thank you so much, Jacka, and yeah, we will definitely connect soon.
Nice one, Jacka. Good luck with your season.
Nice one.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
So, Breeze, I'm going to dive out of this computer and log on through my laptop because this
Cool.
one keeps crashing this browser, yeah?
That is absolutely fine. We are going to we are literally going to have a quick little commercial break before we get into like the vet segment. So, hey, yeah, guys, we'll be back within the next two minutes. We'll be like talking about the vets. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. And again, this is the vets segment. I'm sure I have an image. Yeah, I do. Woo! Vets. Hope everyone is well. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, put your questions in to the masters right now. So, like we have at the top, we have Jamal Horn from the London FA. How you doing, sir?
Good evening. All good. How's everyone?
Everyone's good, hopefully. And then we have Paul Barrett, aka Black Clock. How you doing, sir?
I'm well. How was everybody?
All good. And then of course we have Owen, Hearn Bay, and then we have Nana. I think that's Ollie. Is that Ollie out or Ollie in?
Ollie.
And then we have Barry from Ultimate Sports Network. How you doing, sir? Oh, Barry.
Can you hear me, Tabriz?
Yes. I can hear you. And also as well, of course, Coach Barry's there. And then of course we have Wes from Hollington FC. How are you? How you doing, Wes?
Yeah, I'm all right. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, loud and clear. Yeah. Loud and clear.
How is everyone? Everyone good?
Everyone's good. Everyone's good. So yes, so literally this.
Sorry, Tabriz. It's quite strange. You're not wearing your Black Club mask today. What happened?
What? Well, why? Like, do you want me to wear it now? Like, what's the issue with like
Nothing,
me not wearing it?
Just checking. That's all right.
I mean, like, you guys didn't really do particularly well. So hey,
I don't know why I'm talking. I can't wait for Frank Lampard to replace Ollie.
Yeah, you know what? That'll like even better, Steven Gerrard to really F up United. That would be right. Anyway, you know what? We are digressing. Again, thank you to everyone that's kind of tuning in. This is the vet segment where we'll be talking about the league. We'll be talking about the London FA Cup as well. And again, you know, we'll be kind of just talk, you know, just general chit chat and like banter. So let me kind of start with Wes. Wes, thank you for kind of coming on. Could you kind of please tell the people out there where Hollington play, and if you guys played yesterday, what was your result?
Yeah, so Hollington was based originally from Camberwell area. It was originally a boxing club, and then our team actually started a very long time ago, when we was younger, basically, and then our manager, Billy Piper, he just rang me up and said, "Oh, what about getting a vets team? Everyone's older. We haven't been seeing each other for a long time. What do I think about it?" And I said, "Yeah, great. Let's go for it. Let's see who we can get." And then in the space of, I don't know, 2 weeks, we had probably over 20 of our old mates just wanting to sign up and just wanting to play again, basically, in that. So yeah, we've played 5 league games so far, 2 cup games. We're unbeaten. I think overall we've scored over 44 goals in the 7 games. But yeah, we're just starting out really in that. So we're just really happy just to be a part of it, and we're just going to see where it can take us.
Okay. And what league and what division?
We're in the 3rd at the moment. So obviously we're hoping to get out the 3rd, to get into the 2nd, and then eventually get in the top league and be a part with all the big boys, basically.
Oh, okay. Black Clock, what do you think about Wes's statement in terms of being unbeaten, and also as well, actually Wes kind of came out with his chest pumping up 100%, saying, Hollington are one of the best teams around. So hey, I rate that. I absolutely rate that.
First and foremost, I never said we're one of the best teams around, so don't quote me to say that. What I said at the moment, we're just here to just take part. We're going to take part of it, part of the league, and see where we go. Yes, we've had a great start to the league, and yeah, we're going to continue pushing and striving to win the cups and to get out the league, and then we're going to see where we can go from there. So I'm not saying we're the best team around at the moment, but yeah, we're definitely going to be up there eventually.
Mm-hmm. What league do you play in?
We're in the 3rd at the moment because we've just started. We're a new team.
What's the league? What's the league called?
Sorry?
What's the league called?
We're in the London 3rd division.
London 3rd division. Was that Saturday or Sunday league?
Saturday.
Okay. I haven't heard of it. Have you heard of it, Jamal?
I assume you mean the London Vets Ballers League. Is that the correct league?
Yeah, sorry, yes.
Oh, with Jamrock. Jamrock playing that league, yeah?
No, I haven't. No, Jamrock's not in our league, no.
No, yeah, make sure we don't get the name like league and division mixed up. So you're in Division 3, but we're just trying to figure out which league you're actually in, like which competition. I assume because you're not in the Southern Vets League, so I would imagine you're in either the Southern Amateur League or
we're in the Southern Vets League. We're in.
You're in the Southern Vets League?
Yeah,
Southern Vets League.
Yeah. As I said, we're just a new club.
Yeah, see, these guys compete in the Southern Vets League, so I assume by Black Clock's reaction, you haven't heard of your club before. But if they're a new club, Paul, you wouldn't have heard of them yet. So
hold on.
He's checking now.
Yeah, just check.
Oh yeah, they're second.
We're all checking. We're all logging in.
They're second.
There they are, second. Yeah.
The second. Okay. All right. Okay. No, it's a okay. I'll be absolutely honest with you. I haven't heard of you guys, but I mean, if you guys are
new. They're new.
We're new. We've literally played 7 games. We're a new team, as I have said. Yeah.
This is my, and it's no disrespect to you, Wes. This is my problem with this league and the people that run it. There's 7 divisions in this league, and you, by your own words, are a brand new side. You just want to see what level you're at, and they put you into the 3rd division. Now, back in the day, that wouldn't have happened. I mean, 3rd division is still quite competitive. You're doing well, but I find that strange. But it is what it is. I find
it's not so strange if the only gap or the only space available within the 3rd division, assuming that's what's happened, and that is an assumption.
When we had the meeting, we did have options to go lower down the league. That's what the league gave us the option, and we thought we'll be round about the 3rd division starting off, and you know, to be honest with you, I'm not no disrespect to the teams in the other divisions, the lower divisions, but I think we're better than that. So we've gone in halfway in between the top and the bottom, and as you can see so far, we're doing pretty well.
Okay. Yeah. No, fair enough. No, it's cool. It's cool. Nana, Catford, what is going on around that neck of the woods?
Well, I don't know why Paul's putting faces though. Why is Paul
I've got a cold. I've got a cold. Don't start no drama. Don't start no drama.
Jamal, Paul will be Paul.
They got a good win yesterday. Don't start no drama.
Paul will be Paul. So let's leave that be. Yeah, Capo we're still building. Had a game, a cup game yesterday. 193, very good performance. So yeah, we build from there. We looking to take it into the league on Saturday and chalk a first win over there.
Who you played on Saturday, Nana?
I think it was the Norwood Lakers, I believe.
Oh, okay.
No, okay. No Lakers. I mean, hey, before I kind of go on to the London Cup results, I know I've got some results to actually quickly go over regarding the divisional games. So I know in Division 1, St. Johnstone 2, Metrogas 2, and again, I'm not going to go into like the table, but again, going to Division 2, Blackheath 3, Wallingham 1, Cray Wanderers 11, Leonis Stars 0, and Seagas 6, LSU B 1. I mean, of course, the 11-0 kind of stands out. I don't know really. Well, hey, we weren't there, so can literally, I'm not going to say too like much about that. But again, to like Owen, you guys played in the London FA Vets Cup yesterday. What was your result?
1-10-0.
10-0.
Yeah, Slade Green. I mean, they started the game. They started the game with 10. They had another man turn up within 5 minutes, but that didn't make any difference. You know, without being rude to them, we were just miles better. My managers. I've said this to you before we started the show. My manager said, "You got to try and play this down, though." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's 10-0. Kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it? You know." But yeah, we played well. We were very dominant for the whole game. They let themselves down towards the end of it. They had a couple of players sent off.
You're frozen.
Oh, what, me? Have I?
No, carry on.
Yeah, you can hear me, yeah?
Carry on.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah. So they lost their heads. A few of them lost their heads towards the end of the game, embarrassed themselves, got themselves sent off. The ref, Jamal, from our perspective, was really strong, really good ref. Unsurprisingly, considering the score, from their perspective, they saw it a very different way. But yeah, he was a good communicator. He was very decisive. He seemed to believe that he'd been given the fixture because maybe the team was a bit notorious for a bit of disciplinary issues, apparently. I don't know.
What are they called again, Owen?
Slade Green out Vets in Division 5. I don't think they've won a game yet. They got battered the week before 12-2 by Aztecs, which one of their players was trying to tell me is pretty much ex-Glebe, ex-One Bell players, but I thought that was Glebe. But anyway, we were looking at the grid, though. I can't find it now, but I'm pretty sure we might have Catford in the next round.
Ross.
I mean, we were trying to work it out because it's kind of already set up, and we were thinking
at your place or theirs.
The draw hasn't been done yet. The draw hasn't been done yet.
Okay, all right.
Speculation, educated speculation, but still speculation.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, a good win.
Cool. And to Jamal, I mean, just kind of going through some of the results yesterday in the London Vets Cup. Probably, well, I can't say a surprising result, but I mean, again, Redbridge beating Santos on penalties. I know it finished 3-3. I don't know if you've kind of heard anything from that game. Again, Redbridge are pretty well. I don't know of them. I don't know if anyone on the panel knows of them, but I mean, have you kind of had any feedback regarding that game?
Well, I mean, this is how the business works. You know, I think we all sort of know Sporting Santos' level, and for a team to sort of knock them out in terms of a team that we're not as familiar with, that kind of sort of win kind of puts them on the map. You know, when I saw the result, I was surprised, especially you know, whenever a match goes to penalties, you can always use your imagination and think, well, obviously more likely to be a very, very close game. It went literally down to the last kick. But you know, it was a bit of a surprising result, and it's a result that has to kind of make you take notice.
And Blacklock, Independent didn't have a game yesterday, so what were you doing?
Didn't have a game, so I went to watch Blackheath and LSU B were playing on the other pitch against Seagas. So I had I killed two birds with one stone, so it was good. Yeah.
And without kind of going into like too much detail, I mean, what were the things that you were impressed with regarding Blackheath and Seagas? Okay, you know what? Let's kind of move on then. Let's move on.
You wasn't there.
Oh,
no, you wasn't there.
I didn't say anything. Goodness, I didn't say anything. Did I say anything? I didn't say anything.
I know, but you know me. You know.
So like Wes, who's been the toughest opponent you like guys have played in Division 3 thus far?
Toughest. It's probably our toughest game was our first game, because we're just getting to know each other and playing with each other again. So it was just like, yes, we've all played at all different levels of football, but it's just getting, you know, Vets football. It's a lot different to how we used to play before. So, you know, more so a lot keeping the ball, and you know, obviously your legs ain't soft for a lot of us. Legs ain't what they used to be. So it's just a lot of the mind over matter. But I would say for us, our toughest game was our first game, because there's things what you could have done or used to be doing, and you're now not really be able to doing it. So you have to think more. So I would say our first game was probably the toughest game for us as collectively as a squad. Definitely.
No, that's fair point.
To breathe.
Coach.
Wes.
Yes.
I'm thinking that you should pipe. Are you a lot of you used to play for Fisher?
Yes.
I'm sure he's Fisher. I'm sure Wes is Fisher with the pipe.
Oh, that chuckle sounded dangerous, by the way.
Where's that?
Yeah, we've got a couple of good players in our squad. As I said, like we're just here just to take part for now.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Mate. I know who you are now. Yeah, I know who you are.
Okay,
that's never a good sign when a man goes to another man. I know who you are now.
Watch out for Holliton, guys. Watch out.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, listen.
Wait. So you're saying a team we've just got familiar with, we now need to watch out for? Is that what you say? Are they contenders now? Okay. All right. Wes, if you don't win the division now, it's a failure. I'm just saying, because Barry's just giving you status. So if you don't win your division, you need to be Herne Baying team. It needs to be 10 and 12. If you ain't doing that, boy.
Like I said, we're just here to take part. That's what I said. So where like everyone else, we're in the cups, we're in the leagues, we're going for absolutely everything this year. Yeah. Just the same everyone else. That's how you start the league. You know, you can't think to yourself, we're going to set something up and we're going to happy to finish third or bottom. No, we're here to come top of the league, 100%. We're here to win one of the cups, 100%. So what I'm saying is that, we're a new side. Yes, we're in the third division, And yeah, our main goal is to get out of the division 100%. And then when we're in the second, we go again. Then we try and get out the second, and hopefully we get in the top. That's our goal basically in that. So, but we're just keeping ourselves to ourselves right now, and what will be will be.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? That's a very BT Sky Sports type of answer, because you're again like, you guys have been blowing up my DMs, you know.
To breathe.
Which is good.
To breathe. Look at Wes's smile.
I know, I see his smile, because again, you know, they've been blowing up my DMs, and I'm like, okay, like again, like, you know, like I had to take notice, you know, I get crazy amounts of DMs, and like for them to actually be, you know, to actually filter through, you know, again, they like must know exactly what they're doing. And again, like a question to like Owen, like your team, and again, just kind of hearing like the banter and whatnot, like don't you guys want to be part of this and kind of be part of the bigger scale of Vex football and kind of get involved in the
inside the M25, Owen. Inside the M25.
We can't hear you.
Your mic.
It's just geography that makes it difficult. You know, that's it. You know, it's at least an hour travel for us, which you know, the majority of our team played decent standard back in the day, and we used to do all that travelling. But then we've all got older. That's one of the reasons why we started playing Vets, so that we're not doing all of that. You know. But yeah, that's why we wanted to take part in the London Cup. That's why, you know, we took up Jamal's invitation. We want to test ourselves. We know we're a decent team, but we know our competition locally isn't strong enough for us. You know, there's two other teams who give us a good game, but we want to see how good we really are. And so far, you know, this team actually, we played yesterday, Division 5, they were definitely worse than the team we played in the first round, who were Division 7. So that's all a bit weird, but we're expecting it now to obviously get harder. It's last 16 now, Jamal, yeah? Is that right? Last 16? Yeah.
Yeah, we're in last 16 now. So, yeah, we're really getting there. It's one of those situations, I think everyone's playing matches every week. You kind of sort of forget. Some of these matches are actually on the cup matches, and the results are coming in. And it's like, yeah, you know, round of 16 already. A couple of ties to complete first, obviously, but to fully complete the round of 32. But for those teams who won this weekend, yeah, they're through to the round of 16.
Cool. And I know a picture photography said, is Santos coming onto the show? I've sent them the link. To be honest, I've literally sent them the link late, so I don't. Yeah, so hopefully someone from Santos will actually come on, because again, you know, hey, like now it's kind of all about how they bounce back from this defeat.
Well, they got Blackheath next week, so that'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting. So like Nana, I mean, how are things gelling at Catford now? You've had a few weeks now to actually kind of look around the changing room. I mean, how are you finding it?
It's all right. It's all right. Just getting to know the boys. Still quite a few players coming in. So it's
why is Jamal laughing? You know what? Can you see Jamal laughing?
Nana, I'm sorry. Nana doesn't do humble well. So when he's trying to be all humble and tame and mute, I know he's just trying to avoid any sort of.
No, he's doing humble good because he was man of the match.
Man United chat here, so you can.
He was man of the match. He was man of the match on Saturday, so he's doing well.
I'm just getting used to it.
The fact that I won man of the match doesn't mean anything. So far,
I'm saying come on, you have mentioned it. So you are very.
Yeah, but I don't have to mention it.
Trying to
defend you, I'm concerned, we are in the next round. And the question in terms of that Tabriz asked was, I'm just getting to know the lads. Still quite a few players coming in. This place I haven't seen before. So it's just individuals coming together, you know, to play at the moment. So once we all get to know each other, know our strengths and our weaknesses, I'm sure we'll come good.
Great answer. Another BT Sports answer. I love that. Actually, to be honest, Nana, You do look a lot slimmer in that Catford kit. Actually, you do look a lot slimmer still.
You are a piece of shit, Jesus.
Oh dear. So question to like Paul. I mean, having like the week off. So we've got, is it Kwame in the London Cup this week?
Yes.
How important is it for like the lads to again stay focused and to kind of not read too much into people's league positions, etc.?
Listen, we've been in the game long enough to understand that. League positions in November don't mean jack shit. Let's just be fair. The boys will be focused for Saturday. Won't take anybody for granted. Turn up, focused, hungry, and who wins wins. I back them. Obviously, I back my side every week. But if we fall at the hurdle, it means that we wasn't good on the day. Simple. You know what I mean? But I back them. I back them every minute of the day, just like all of these guys on the panel would back their team. So, we'll see how it plays out. But the boys are in good form. 6 out of 6. Gelling, squad is strong. So yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back onto it and seeing how we play. Never played this team before, so as Wes says, the third division it's looked competitive. They're third. Wes is second. Hollington is second. So yeah, they should be a good side. So yeah, it should be good. Look forward to it.
And Wes, what are the teams that you've been looking at in kind of like divisions where like you're thinking, you know what, they are doing something right. This is like a model that we should be kind of looking at for like our club.
Well, to be honest with you, I've not actually looked at any of the other leagues. We're just basing ourselves on what we're doing. Whatever other teams are doing, that's down to them. For us, we feel that we're doing the right thing. We feel that as long as we're taking little steps forward, that's the main thing. What everyone else is doing or who we come up against every week, that's like when we play on a Saturday, that's it. We take that game every game as it comes. But in terms of anyone else or any other league, not to be honest with you, we're not really interested.
Well said, Wes. Well said.
Yeah. Thank you.
No,
But that is the truth. We're not
this guy.
We're not interested in no one else.
You can be as well spoken. You can be as well spoken as you like.
And that is it.
Okay.
Anything else out of our family, we're not interested. And that is it.
Hey, Wes, listen. Barry gave you status. So just remember one thing. Because Barry has now said you guys are ballers, if you don't win your division, it's a failure. That's it.
But listen to me. That's what he said. I never said that. That's what he said. I said we're going to be taking little steps. So that's what we're doing, is taking little steps forward.
So you don't think your team are capable of winning the division?
You tell me.
It's your team. I haven't seen your team play.
As I said,
it's a yes or no question.
Right now, we played 7 games. We've won 7. Okay? Our next game is next week. That's our 8th game. That's what we're thinking about right now.
Hold on, Wes. Hold on, Wes. I'm sure that you kind of gave us your goal difference as well. What's your goal difference? Was it
in 7 games, I think we've only scored 44.
Only. Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Paul. Black Club. Sorry, Black Club. Okay. You were somewhat critical in how your league operate, saying that of the multiple divisions you have, putting a team in the 3rd division without them playing, you find is a little maybe dumbfounding or a little surprising. But you have a team who's the whole entire point of a league is a competition, and the whole entire point of a competition is to be competitive. Now, a team shouldn't be able to score 44 goals in 7 games. That's pretty ridiculous, right? So therefore, don't you think they should have been put in even a higher division, or do you still agree with that?
Let me give you the history, Jamal. One Bells and Peckham Town, who are now LSUA, started in the bottom division. when they first came into Southern Vets. Okay? Bottom division. They won it by a ridiculous amount of points. One Bells won it. Peckham came second. And they got moved up to the first. So that's what I'm basing it on. One Bells, just look at their sheets. You can see their quality from their players they've had. But they got put into the bottom division. I'm not having a go at Hollington. As I said, Wes, you're doing your thing. Well done. Congrats. I love that. I love how you're talking. I love that. You know what I mean?
Okay, but
I'm just
Wes,
saying,
don't use the
I'm
facts.
just saying, I'm talking about the formula. If you're putting One Bells back in the day into the bottom division to see how they perform, there.
But if the league saw that and thought that wasn't the right thing to do, then they decided to make a change. Should we give them credit for being forward thinking?
Exactly.
Okay.
For me,
anyway, back to Whereas if you don't win the league, it's a failure. It's cool. You scored 150 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I mean, Nana, you've got something to say quickly before I introduce.
I was just going to say, in terms of, we know that this league, you know, the way they've done things for a while. It used to be only 4 divisions back in the day. Now it's 7 divisions. Now, nobody wants to get spanked 10-0, 11-0, double figures every single week. So if you know the quality of the team, then it's prudent that you put them in the higher divisions. Because at the end of the day, we all want to go out and play football and enjoy ourselves. Nobody wants to get beat crazy amounts of goals. But they're doing things as it arises. You would have thought things would have been put in place at the same yardstick for everyone. But it's not the way it is. Because, for example,
we've been put in the 3rd division, and then like yesterday, we've beaten someone 13-4 in the
exactly.
So if you were to start asking, for instance, what you're saying, if we went in, I don't know, the League 7, the scores will be ridiculous. Where at least now it is still competitive.
Exactly, and the same happened for Independence when they had to fight to get the division that they're in now, because they were asked to start at the bottom, but they put their case forward. The league saw that these are the same players who won the league, the Beckenham Cup, and so on and so forth. They won the league 2 or 3 times running, or have come second place. So what's the point of putting them in the last division?
No, I'm not. I don't think that's completely true, Nana. I don't think that's completely true.
But, okay, well, you know what?
That's completely true.
Okay, well, you know what? I do believe this is a conversation that we can definitely expand upon in kind of other episodes. But hey, you know what? Listen, he's been patiently waiting.
Okay,
hold it, guys. He's been patiently waiting. I literally have someone, as I kind of keep like saying before. Actually, you know what? Let me not talk too much. Let me kind of bring Mr. the legend Brian Deane. And again, guys, I would love you guys to also kind of stay on the call, because again, I think we are kind of all within that generation that we kind of know, you know, of the legend Brian Deane. So let me just introduce Brian Deane to the panel. Mr. Brian Deane, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. You all right?
Nice to meet you, sir. Nice to meet you.
How you doing, guys? You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian. Good to meet you. Good evening.
You know what, Brian? I just want to say from the get-go, like, I think you and I are cut from the same cloth.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Yeah, we go again.
Listen, I mean, again, you know, you're a kind of Leeds legend. I've kind of mixed it with, you know, I'm like originally from like Leeds myself. I'm from Little London. So
all right, yeah.
See,
I'm sorry, Brian, but shut up, to Breeze. Just shut up. Come on. Yeah.
Oh dear, Mr. Brian Deane. Honestly, thank you so much for like coming onto the show. Thank you. You know, thank you so much. And again, for I'd say like the 2 people out there that don't know like your like journey, could you kind of can you kind of explain exactly who you are and the clubs that you played for?
Well, ex-player. I started playing at Doncaster when I was 17. And I played for 21 years. I had a 21-year career. Played for Leeds, Sheffield United, Doncaster, Benfica, Leicester, Sunderland, Middlesbrough. I had a stint in Australia as well, and 3 caps for England and a couple of B internationals as well. So I from there I finished my career at 38. Took a little bit of time out, and then I started coaching. Ended up going to Norway, become a manager out there for a couple of years in the top division. Kept the team in the top division on the smallest budget. Lovely little town, great project for me. And that was it. I came back, and obviously I was looking to get back in the game and stay in the game here. No, that didn't happen. I think at one point I kind of decided that I didn't want to kind of pursue that anymore, because I didn't really want to be thinking about uprooting my family and moving all over the place. I kind of sort of like weighed it up and thought, it's tough. Football management's tough, and if you haven't got the kind of support of somebody in the in the upper echelons who's gonna stand behind you, it's really tough. And I didn't really want that for me. I felt that okay, I've had a couple of years at it, I've enjoyed it. I learned a hell of a lot about myself, about leadership and management. And there are a lot of perceptions out there about a number of things. And when I became a manager, I realized I put myself into the shoes of managers, and realized that sometimes you put people on a pedestal, and what the perceptions do is they rob you of the ability to actually believe that you can achieve that for yourself. But I reflected on that for a while, and it really helped me in terms of coming into the sort of like the general sort of like public side of it, and realizing that a lot of the time you can look at people in board situations. So there's some very good people in those situations, but I also kind of realized that there shouldn't be anything stopping myself and people like myself who have got that footballing experience of getting into that kind of atmosphere. But it depends on your situation, but it's kind of left me sort of like reflecting a lot on wider issues in society, for example. And I think the thing is that hindsight's a wonderful thing, but you can only understand your situation if you have somebody who is going to be a kind of mentor to you and is going to kind of hold your hand through them situations. It's very difficult to believe you can achieve if people aren't actually helping you to do that and reassuring you. So there's been a lot of things that I've reflected on since then. A lot of things I kind of hold to myself. And then it's about what do I want from life, and where do I see myself in things, and what do I do with all this knowledge and information that I've got. And it's been a journey. I'm comfortable in myself. Certainly if anybody ever asks me, oh, do you want to go back into football? Do you want to manage? I'm like, not really, no. Comfortable with what I did. So if I have an opinion about anything like that, it's not because I'm bitter. It's just because I've seen it, I know it, and I'm not ashamed of it. So, people can take it as it is. For me, life is, for me, I've been through a lot in the kind of 10 years afterwards, after playing. So, for me, it's my priorities are being happy, family. A lot of nonsense out there that I don't really want to involve myself, because as you get older, you find you haven't got energy for those things. When you're in your 20s and 30s, you want to conquer the world and you want to do all these things. As you get older, you reflect and you look at things like your kids and all the rest of it, and you think, well, that's important. It's important that, I've got a legacy, and that my legacy is that I bring up my kids in my, to honor myself and to honor my, I want to honor my parents. That's the main thing. I know how difficult my parents had it when they came from the Caribbean, and to see what they went through, and the sacrifices that they made, the sacrifices that my brother made, as well as kind of, it's made me realize that a lot of the kind of material things that I had, and they're not as, it's great, but it's not that important. The most important thing is having good people around you who you trust, and that ain't easy always. You know what I mean? So you cut down on your friends as you get older. But yeah, I mean, that's going off a little bit, but I do get frustrated when I look at the football environment and I realize how many blaggers are in the actual professional game. But I'm getting with it. You know what I mean? I was lucky to have the career that I had as a footballer, and that was in spite of the hurdles that I had to overcome, in the 80s, the 90s, and then going into management. So, my days are, I just want to sort of like get through every day and try and be as happy as I can, and find that place really.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And again, I know when I was at middle school, anyone that would score a bullet header, they would say, Deane! They'd be like, and literally, it'd be literally just, it would literally just be a bullet header. And literally that's, again, I think Ultimate Sport Network said the first ever goal was scored by yourself, Sheffield United, I believe, against
United, Man United. You scored 2 in it a game. Boo!
Hey, I got 2
beat
that
us.
day.
You beat us. Yeah.
Oh dear. But no, honestly, thank you for that, Deane. And Coach Barry, what's your question for like Mr. Brian Deane?
Oh, good evening, Brian.
How you doing, guys? How you doing?
I'm
Coach?
good, man. Yeah. Great. I love the way the humbleness you spoke about, and many things that you said just now is so true and touches me straight to the heart. Because in football, there is a lot of blaggers, there's a lot of people not true. And your circle will get smaller the older you do get. And my question to you really is that I'm quite close with Neil Warnock.
Okay. Because
through my academy, we sent players, a couple of players he managed up there as well for the academy. And I know you had a long and a great career there. Like they just said, you scored 2 against United, the first Premiership goal, and you buried United 2-1. Thank you very much, Deane.
How many times are you going to go on with that? Yeah? Should I give you a loudspeaker?
No, but what I'm going to say, Deane, you went back there when you was about, I can't remember, 30-something, very late in your career.
Yeah, that's where I retired. That was my third spell.
Why? The thing I didn't understand, why did you go back to, was it more to learn about different things in football, like coaching or management? Or did you go back still to be a player? Because I know you brought a big presence to the club when you went back for all the people there who didn't really know you, the younger players and the inexperienced would have brought that. But what was your personal reasons of going back?
What happened was, I went to Australia, and it didn't really work out for me out there. The infrastructure was, I'll say it was poor. The kind of way the league had integrated, you've got professional players mixing with amateur players, and I was at the end of my career, and it's not like, when your game relied on mobility, speed, and all of these kind of things, and then you haven't got it, and then you find that the players around you have not been coached in a way that they understand, how you've been playing. it's very difficult. There was a real disconnect. And I had an injury. I went out there and sort of like quite arrogantly of me, I kind of went out there thinking, I can manage myself. I don't need to do a proper pre-season. And I went out there and it didn't work out for me. And I got injured, and then we agreed to stop my contract. We mutually agreed. And I came back to England, and I actually had sort of like said, that's it, like I'm done. And but then I went to the Sheffield Derby, and the owner, Kevin McCabe, saw me there and he asked a friend of mine at the club, Mick Rooker, what I'm doing. And he said, well, Brian, he's just doing bits and bobs. And Kevin kind of saw the kind of value in having me around the club. So they gave me, I went and had a chat with Neil, and, we had a talk, and, he said, listen, I mean, for me at that point, I didn't want to be coming back and playing every week anyway. It's too hard. So, having a kind of impact where I could come on every, for 5-10 minutes in a game, or just be around the changing rooms, that kind of thing suited me then, So even at that point, I didn't know whether or not I wanted to go into management and coaching. It was just a case of, this was what I'd done, and I was now 38 years of age, and
was you 38? Jesus.
Yeah. So that's what I was perhaps looking and thinking, okay, well, that's my network. So yeah, that was why I went back really, and just being part of something greater than myself. And it was good. It was good sort of like end to the career. I actually, I did a lot more in the changing rooms around, a little bit of leadership stuff, like where, remember one time and it was the same voices all the time, when Neil came in and was talking about stuff. And I remember going to say to him, listen, you want to perhaps ask Stretch what his opinion is, bring him into it and empower him, in the conversation, and find out what, from his viewpoint, what, he thinks the answers are. And when you do that with players, when you bring in the players who are on the periphery, whether it's because of their personality or whatever, and you kind of involve them like that, they grow, if it's the same voices all the time, then of course people get sick of it. But I'm somebody in the room now. If there's an opinion, I'll say what I've got to say, and if I'm quite happy to say nothing. But if I'm going to say nothing, then somebody else better step up. Yeah. Don't just shut me up because you don't like the sound of my voice. If you've got something to say it, and we can all grow and develop together. And it's it's things like that. I mean, I've got no ego. I'm not interested. It's funny because a lot of people have their opinion of footballers is that they got lots of money, they're this, they're that. A lot of guys are quite humble, and they'd just be doing what any other guy in that position with a load of money would be doing. And we all know what that is. You know what I mean? You're having a good time, in between the professional stuff. So, I saw an opportunity to kind of develop myself. I played under a lot of managers, and some of the managers I played for, I didn't like. I'm not going to lie. Some of them were horrible. You go back. If I look back now and reflect on how some of them were, they didn't. They were poor managers. Poor man-to-man managers. Because I believe if you're a coach or a manager, the best job that you can do is to make sure that any values that you have, you pass on to your players, and you manage them in a one-to-one. You have those personal relationships where you might have pulled one of them to a side, and you can say to them, look, I'm watching you. And so at any time in that changing room, you can look at him in the eyes and say, remember that conversation we had? And that's, you can get, and the thing was, there were some players who had, in the changing room, some players you'd run through some managers you'd run through a brick wall for. And there were some people who You know, like Julius Caesar's last stand, you know, because they deserved it, because they were nasty and horrible. You know, and I tried to learn from every manager that I had. You know, and that's not just in football, but you find that football's kind of it's the same as society. It's just crisis management. You know, all those relationships that you have, you can cut them down, and you'll have something from every area of business or whatever. You know, the relationships are the same. You know, you've got the guy who you get on with, you've got the guy you don't get on with, you got the guy who wants to be the top dog, you know, you got the guy who wants to try and bully people, you got the guy who doesn't stand up for any of that nonsense, you got, you know, so, and it's the same. You've got in the room, there's every one of those characters in whatever you do in life.
Yeah, so true. No, it's so true.
Great points. Great facts.
Black Klopp would love to get your question.
Black what?
Klopp. Black Klopp.
Oh,
Black Klopp.
Black Klopp, right.
You're on mute, Paul.
I'm gonna go all serious. I'm gonna go all serious on you and ask your opinion on
I
this.
thought we were already going serious.
Obviously, the racial taunts of players of color has come to the head at the moment. It's been going on for a long time, but it's come to the head at the moment. What do you think should be done to sort of educate and maybe eradicate it? And also, second part of that question, with so much high-profile players of color, superstars in the Premiership, Championship, the lack of black managers and assistant managers in the football system, what can be done to try and bring people of color, managers, assistant managers of color, into the system?
Boy, that was a long question. Tell me party again.
Okay, so what
do I think should be done? Look, I mean, it's a really difficult subject because, you know, I've been dealing with this all my career in different forms. It's not just somebody, you know, I'm going to do a talk with a footsie company, and I'm going to basically let it bear as to how things are, you know. And, you know, when I was 10, 11, you know, some of you might be old enough, but there's a program on called Roots. And, you know, I used to, you know, that was then. And, you know, when people are trying to put you off, they call you anything. You know, you call you kunta kinte, they do this, that. You know, the problem we have is that it is a society problem. And until we get people who understand or can give an insight, and that insight is taken seriously at the top level, then we're going to struggle for a long time. Because what tends to happen is, if you look at where this thing with Black Lives Matter and all the rest of it, I mean, you know, they say it's Marxist, right? I've heard that. And I'm like, well, I had to look at what Marxist was. And I knew it anyway, because I suffered, I studied history at school, you know, and Karl Marx. And Marxism is about the economy of the communism. And I was like, well, what's that got to do with black people taking a knee? And the problem you've got is that when you've got an issue like this, people will throw so much crap at the wall that by the time you've scrubbed all the stuff off the wall, you know, you've lost time. You've lost that kind of focus. What I feel needs to happen is, until they recognise that the system it's not a level playing field, that you know there has to be a consideration for the fact that, you know, the system is, it helps one type more than the other. You know, until we create a level playing field, it's going to be quite difficult to actually change things, because the people at the top, you know, if you're talking about football, it's a commercial entity, and everybody, you know, it's about making money as quickly and as much as possible, you know, and so if you're talking about, okay, we're going to do something about it, for me, a lot of the time, it's just a token gesture. Because
exactly,
you can't, you know, change means evolution, and evolution is gonna, it means sort of like basically tearing it down, starting again. Well, that's not going to happen. You know, I was talking about somebody. I went on a board because like I said, you know, until you've been in them situations, it's very difficult to comment. And I was talking to a friend of mine. We always talk about these issues, and I was like, do you know what? It's so endemic that one of the guys on the board didn't even have an email. He was that old. Do you understand what that means? So he's that old, and the constructs are so strong in that he's so old that he's getting his notes from the board meetings posted, and he ain't going anywhere. You know what I mean? So everything is slow.
Yeah.
It's slow for a reason. I'm getting older. You know what I mean? Whatever messages I've got, I'm 53. And so it's very difficult to kind of force my way into a situation and say, right, okay, I'm going to give you an insight. And this is what, by the way, I don't believe in tokenism. I don't believe in quotas. I believe in the best person for the job. But in order to have the best, in order for the best person to get the job, I think that the playing field has to be level. And I don't believe in just giving. I think, okay, I think you have to work. We have to work. And it won't be our generation that gets a level playing field. But what you can do is you can start to build the foundations for that. But you're only going to be able to build the foundations if there are opportunities there and there are enough people who are willing to listen and allow change to happen. You know, so I get, look, I'm, you know, I listen to all the young guys. Listen, you know, I heard Robbie Earl say, oh, he wishes that he'd have said something. Was it right? It was something. It wasn't Robbie Earl. It was somebody else that said. I've heard a few people say who have played who said, "Oh, I wish I'd have done something back then." You could have done nothing.
Gary Neville said something when Ashley Cole was getting abused in the England game. He was in the changing room and he said he wished he had said something, and he didn't.
Well, yeah, that's on one side, but on the other side, you know, somebody like myself, or you know, walking off a pitch in them days wasn't an issue. That's the end of your career. You know what I mean? Because the managers at the time would be like, and look, I'll call it is. You know what I mean? It was a clothes shop. And so if you are that person, I mean, obviously we're talking now on a live stream, but obviously I don't want to see anything in the papers or anything like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So listen, I had a choice. I'll tell you a story. So this is me when I was a kid, right? 17 years of age, when I was at Doncaster, and I used to get abused almost every day, right? And that's all right, yeah, because we're talking, I had to build up my own resilience, right? But at that time, I had to decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to go up and I'm going to say, right, you do that again, and I'm going to put one on you, and then I'm the troublemaker, because that's how it was, and he can't take a joke. Oh, am I going to, as the guy said in Roots on the ship, are you going to eat the food and get to the destination? Because that's the journey, you know. There's no point falling off a cliff, you You know, at the end of the day, I think about the struggle that my mum and dad had, and that I don't want that to be nothing, and I don't want that to be nothing for my kids as well. And that doesn't mean I'm kind of giving up. I see all the crap that's going on. You look at what's going on in the government now and stuff. But you know, we have to keep trying to develop ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, any other way. You know, you talk about revolution. Where's revolution going to get you? We got to evolve. You know, there's a difference. You know, we have to be better people in society. We're not getting the same chances, but we have to. That's something that we have to put up with. I went and did a thing. I went to speak to some people one time, and there was a woman there, and her son had been racially abused, and she was mad, and I'd written a speech about what I was going to do, and then I thought, you know what? Unfortunately for us in this situation, we get dealt a hand of cards, right? And it's like when you're playing poker. That's the hand of cards. That's the hand that you get, right? You have to make the best of that hand. Somebody might have a royal flush, but it doesn't know what you've got, you know. But you owe it to yourself, right? To give it your best shot. And it might seem that there isn't been progress, but you know, by every positive story, that's progression. Even in a small, you know, even a minute case, progression. You know.
Yeah, it's true.
That's just my opinion. You know, it's, you know, I've had to reflect. I don't like it, but I have to get in the door, and I can't get in the door if I haven't got a message. But once I get in the door, I have to make sure that I project myself in the right way so that I can make people listen. And sometimes I was in a forum not so long ago, and with that I don't want to go into details, but I looked in there and it was like on a Zoom, and I thought, I've got nothing in common with these people. They don't even want me in here. You know what I mean? And I thought, okay, I can be polite about this. And I was polite about it. I've not said anything to anybody, but it was a reminder of exactly where we are in society and what the rules are. And it's not right, you know, because what you got to remember is, I listened to David Chappelle the other day, and David Chappelle he was talking about, he went, I don't know if you saw the thing about when he was talking about when he went and watched a guy and there was a card trick and they basically robbed his money. And he saw that they were conning the situation. I said, no, look, you've taken the money. And the guy picked him up as a young guy, says, never come between a man and his meal. Right? Now, what he's saying is, there are people out there who might not necessarily want you in the room, because if you're in the room, then you're taking a meal off them.
Yeah, it's true.
So where you've got to be with all of this is, and this is black, white, you've got to be better. You know what I mean? We've always got to be better. It ain't always right, but you know, we you know, it's how it is, and I see things every day.
Yeah.
And it worries me for my kids. You know, if I'm honest.
Yeah. No, true. No, honestly, thank you for that, Brian. Nana would love to get your question.
Don't have a question. I just want to say thank you for your all you've done for Black people and football.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the very onset, if you ask any child now who scored the first Premier League goal, and this is a Black person, it just goes, it transcends so many boundaries. You probably wouldn't realize how deep that is for a lot of us. So we are very, very grateful. I would have loved you to be still more involved in football. I respect your decision to get out of football. You know, in terms of your family and all that, but I would have loved you to still remain in football a little bit because you have so much experience, such a wealth of experience that you could still share with a younger generation.
It's not. Thanks for that. I mean, it's not through choice that I'm out of football, but it's just that the opportunities. I spent 21 years playing right at the top level. I've done things that other people haven't done. I've been abroad, played for the biggest club in Portugal. I've played for England. I've been in more squads than people realize. I was on standby. I went and managed abroad. I took myself in it over there. It's the reason I'm not in football is because there's levels to which I won't go past a certain level. I'd rather live. What's the saying? And I don't want to make this all militant or radical or whatever, but I have my pride. You know what I mean? And that was one thing about my parents. They're very proud people, and they were. And I'm a proud person. I'm not gonna. I've been in situations where I've been brought in, and there was one place where they wanted me to work under somebody who had been my apprentice. And I'm like, nah, man, I ain't gonna. I'd rather just go home. You know what I mean? That's not what. That's what that is doing. Is it's undermining everything that I've done, because all of a sudden everybody thinks it's easy. So I'd rather go away and be a proud person away from that. And when I see a lot of what's going on and with the knowledge, I really think it's a shame. But as soon as you start saying that you think that you should be doing this or you want to do that, you then get 100 people coming out and jumping on top of you, so it is a shame. Don't get me wrong, I've not turned my back, but sometimes you have to kind of use a strategy to see if you can get back in through a door that suits you.
You know what, Dean? I'm like sure that there's a few vets teams that would love to sign you up.
I can't run no more.
You don't need to run. You don't need to run though. Come on, like the 18-yard box. Do you know what I'm saying? Just where the goal is.
In all seriousness, look, I was never somebody who was good in what's it called in charity games and so on, because it was about the competition for me. Do you know what I mean? I could never not take it seriously. I mean, professional for me meant that. It meant being professional, and I wouldn't know how to. I always liked winning, and it's not always a great thing, because it's sometimes it can get you a little bit like twisted in that you kind of don't know how to take the foot off the pedal, or you don't know how to relax or whatever. It's just how I got through my 21 years, but when I finished, that was it. I didn't enjoy playing in sort of like vets games or anything like that. I didn't, my body was shot as well. That's the other thing,
No, fair enough. Actually, I don't know if you was around. So I used to play for a team called Yorkshire Amateurs. I don't know if you know of them.
I played for them.
Oh, did you see? I'm telling you, you and I are cut from the you and I are cut from the same cloth.
The guys are like,
no, seriously.
You have been warned already. The only thing that is comparable to the two of you is the color of your skin. So shut the hell up.
and like there was a training session where it was Gary McAllister, Eric Cantona, and his son Raphael that actually came to training. And Cantona was really quiet. It was kind of McAllister that was kind of like the talkative one, and like Raphael must have been, I don't know, about 6 or 7 at the time. But you could just see like the connection in terms of how Cantona and Raphael had and literally, I think a lot of people knew that Cantona loved Leeds, but again, there was a rumor. The reason why Leeds got rid of Cantona was because he was kind of messing about with.
We don't need to talk about that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. Okay.
Let's
all right.
keep
Okay.
it professional, please.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So
no,
we know.
I mean,
all right.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not taking over, guys. Honestly, I'm just.
All right. Okay.
Just
Yeah.
being respectful.
Yeah. No. Fair enough. But
yeah.
But no. Again, at the kind of Leeds side under Wilkinson, it was a damn good team. It was it was
I think they were that. I mean, I didn't come. I went to Leeds about a year after Cantona left, and look, they were great. I mean, I've still, Rod's still my good friend. We miss Rocky. We used to all, me, him, and Chrissy Fairclough. We all used to, we go for meals and we used to have fun together. You know what I mean? We lost Rocky. But we were tight, it was like we used to look at it, Rocky was, everybody talks, but he was an amazing guy. When I joined the club, I struggled at first, and, Rocky, even though he was having his issues with the management and not playing and all the rest of it, he put his arm around me, and he was like, for me, I played against Rocky when I was at Doncaster and he was at Arsenal, and he was like the guy. He was like the king, of all these young black players coming through. And I was like, even when I joined Leeds, I was in awe of him. You know what I mean? And he was, and then like when we found out that he wasn't well and all, it was really sad. But there was some great characters in that side. Gary Speedo was a cool guy, man. Speedo was the kind of guy that, if he went into a shop, he could put £1,000 suit on and it wouldn't need altering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just, me, I had to get my suits made because, like, my legs were 36 inches. My body was, you know what I mean? It's like he was just the perfect fit for everything. What I was getting at was that them guys, in football, whether you're black, white, colour a lot of the time stopped coming into it. It stopped, because people see past the colour. It's when you widen the thing out that you get into a situation where people try and politicise it. Players don't care. Players are like, okay, when back in the 80s or whatever, it was, there were some issues, like I said to you about when I was at Doncaster. But generally, all the lads were good. All the guys were good. It was just this one person who, it was really hard sometimes to go in. But, I'm kind of, it hurts me to think that we haven't really, as a community, we've had it hard. And the problem is that when you go and say that to people, they think that you're lying. But then you look at what's happened with Yorkshire cricket. You know what I mean? It's, and some, I can see sometimes, people might listen or, you say something and the eyes start rolling, but it is the frustration is what causes a lot of the angst. Everybody to a man just wants to kind of get on in life and wants to succeed. And if you feel that you're not getting those opportunities, of course you're going to turn to other things, or you're going to be, you're going to have an opinion about something that people might think is aggressive or whatever. It's foolishness. You know what I mean? People just want an equal chance in life, whether you're black, white, whether you're a woman, whether you're disabled. You just want the same opportunities to fulfill your own dreams. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So true. It's so true. And Owen, the last question goes to you.
Yeah, Brian, it's been a real pleasure listening to you speak tonight. You know, I got into football when I was 9 in 91. So yeah, you amongst other players closed my eyes, and that was my era growing up. You know, the start of the Premier League, and as already been pointed out,
shorts.
Yeah, you've just ruined my question, man. Because to Breeze, when he told me he was on the show, I was like, right, what question do I want to ask? And you've had some hard-hitting questions, and you just took it there, because I was going to ask, what were the shortest shorts you've ever worn?
Underpants.
But no, brilliant, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, look. I mean, it's. Look, I've been lucky. I had a great career, and I learned quickly, you know. You know, there's been so many things that I reflect on now. I think the biggest thing that I reflect on now is that my first manager is a guy called Dave Cusack, and you might have seen this on my Instagram feed. He's got vascular dementia now, and what happened was I found this out, and we've had some chats, and I think before the first time I went to speak to Dave, I kind of was reminiscing as to, you know, what it was like playing under him. And you know what? Back in those days, right? It was you go in the changing rooms when you lose, and the manager's tearing a strip off you. You know, it's like, you know, and there was like myself and 2 or 3 other young lads, and we were like, okay, who's going to get it today? So anyway, we lose 1-0 against Mansfield, and I go into the changing rooms, and he absolutely tore a shred off me. You know, and I was nearly in tears, you know, and I went to see him the next day, and I says, Gaffer, I said, I don't know if this is for me, you know, I don't know what to do anymore. And he says, listen, he said, after the game, George Foster said, how much do you want the big man? And he said, you can't have him. You can't afford him. He's going to the top. And he said, look, Brian, I'm just trying to prepare you for what's coming. You know, I'm actually, you know, when you leave here, somebody else is going to have you, and you've got to be able to survive in the changing rooms. And I went away and I thought, it all made sense. Because if I couldn't survive in the changing rooms off the pitch, how was I going to do anything on it?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And we spoke about it, and I told him, I says, Dave, I says, of all the managers that I played for, that was the most important thing that happened to me, that you assured me that it was for the right reasons. Because a lot of managers will just, it'll be for their reasons, you know, their agendas. And I'm sure Dave had his own agendas as well, but this was a takeaway for me that allowed me to, you know, understand if I was going to get a bollocking, if I had first game at my next club and I had a crap game and the manager bollocked me, I would know that I built up that resilience already. You know, because you need that. If you're going to survive in football, life, anything, you got to have resilience.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. You got to build up a thick skin. You got to be absent-minded to a degree. You know, and like I said, everybody thinks, you know, players have had it easy. You know, I broke my leg when I was 17, and I went for a job interview, and basically I found out afterwards that the guy had been stitched up to a degree because the guy who was interviewing me didn't like my colour, but the guy who had given me the address wanted to be a fly on the wall because he wanted to see the reaction when I walked into the room. And that was, you know, that was in the 80s. But you got to, you know, I was like, why? You know what I mean? And people don't understand why. You know, and that's why I'm saying that, we got to be stronger. We can't be the whipping boys for everybody else. We've got to be a problem in a different way. We've got to educate. And look, you might come off this, but maybe it's because I'm in a quite a reflective part of my life. But for me, when my heart sinks whenever I see all these things that are going on down in London, for example, with different postcodes and stuff like that. We're gifted. There are some gifted kids there, whether it's musicians, whether it's footballers, basketball. It's honestly, it's when you're chasing something, it can be so overrated. I got I'll tell you one more story. Sorry if I'm boring you guys, but I remember when I was at West Ham and I wasn't in the team and I'd ordered a Bentley, right, and it got delivered to the training ground, and I thought, this will show everybody I'm still at, like, you remember Denzel Washington in Training Day?
Mm-hmm.
King Kong.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I thought to myself, well, yeah, that'll make me feel good. You know what? I got in that car and I drove back to my flat and I still wasn't in the team. And I felt empty.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's about that level of achievement that we've all got to find, and we've got to, whether, like I said, whether you're black, white, whatever, it's about pushing yourself and trying to, get the best out of your situation all the time. That for me is important,
Yeah. No, honestly, thank you so much, Deane, and
Brian.
Oh, sorry, Brian. Sorry, Brian. Mr. Deane. Sorry.
My man Klopp's killing you,
I know, but
damn.
you see, Brian. See, literally, I literally play for Mr. Black Klopp's team, so literally, I know I'm gonna get it at like training or literally at the game. But
I'm the assistant manager, Brian. I'm not the manager. I'm the assistant. Fabrice is a nightmare. He really is a nightmare.
Oh, really? Oh gosh. But honestly, Brian, thank you so much for that coming on. And again, like just kind of hearing like your stories and kind of hearing like your journey. Honestly, like hopefully that literally inspires anyone out there. Doesn't matter how old you are, what your ability is. Honestly, like thank you so much.
Sorry, I couldn't give you more football stories, but I think that life is linked. My life is linked to these stories. The stories are important because I never just used to just put a pair of shorts on and go out and play. There was always something happening in the background, or there was something that had been a consequence of me getting into that position. And I think it's important that we realize that, the best things we get through struggle, So yeah.
First. But actually, I've got one more question for you, Brian. Yorkshire Amateurs or Farsley Celtic?
Seacroft Colts.
Nah,
Yorkshire Amateurs all day, man. I never played for Farsley. Farsley were the big team, but Yorkshire Amateurs, that's where it all happened for me. And they made me. I remember because I'd broken my leg and I'd come back and I was going into the under 18s, but I'd also gone down to Doncaster on trial, and the manager made me choose whether to play for the first team or go and play for Yorkshire, play for Doncaster. I'm like, dude, are you crazy? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I was literally, on that cusp. I was literally on that level. I think
That's
I
so
took that
funny.
wrong. That's what I'm saying. Like I keep telling people, like, they literally don't believe in my football ability. And literally when I kind of tell them stories about certain things, they just don't believe
What
me.
ability?
So, again, Mr. Deane, honestly, thank you. Thank you for coming on and just kind of clearing like a few things up, because literally, like, a lot of people think I'm telling porkies. So honestly, thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, Brian, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
And
Great.
we will kind of definitely speak soon.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Take
Brian.
care, guys. Nice
Yeah.
one.
Take care.
Thank you very much. The one and only Brian Deane. And again, thank you for Brian kind of coming on. And again, actually, I should have even mentioned it. I kind of literally mentioned it when it was online. I've been chasing this guy for the past couple of months, chasing him. And then he was like, all right, okay, right. When? I'm like, cool. And then literally, it was kind of one of those things where I think, again, it was just being persistent, being respectful as well. I was very respectful in terms of, what he was doing and kind of his kind of overlap projects. And again, just thank you, Brian, for coming on. Hey, honestly, some
So, Breeze,
great stories.
can you ask New Park if they want to come on next week? I know you got to look quite low in the first division to find them, but they do send people messages. Maybe they feel left out because they're not involved in the conversation. No, but it's true, Nana. They keep on throwing shade, but we don't talk about them. So maybe
just looking trouble. You're just looking fire.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to talk
Just looking
about
smoke.
teams that are 7th and 8th in divisions, so they feel that they're you know what I'm saying, Owen? So they feel like they're involved in the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm going. I am going to contact. Of course, Glebe was supposed to come on, but the person that was representing Glebe had to kind of he couldn't come on, but he promised me that he'd be on next week.
Witness protection. We need witness protection for him.
Paul, Paul. Did you guys say Santos lost?
Yeah, in the cup.
Who did Santos lose to? Who to?
Redbridge.
Yeah, Redbridge.
I don't know what league. What
are they a good side? Oh, you know that.
I don't know anything about them.
Don't know. I couldn't find them. I was trying to look them up. Couldn't see anything.
Some teams only.
What's the score? Sorry, what's the score, guys?
3-3.
They lost on penalties.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some teams only playing cup competitions.
No.
So maybe they're one of them.
Cherie Brown has said, "Can we talk about Nana's man of the match performance?"
Hey, Nana,
well done.
Well done, Nana.
Well done, Nana.
Well done.
Yeah, well done.
Man of the match. I mean,
that's Jamex, isn't it?
And Owen, I've wanted to say this. I wasn't on the show, and these two were talking about when we played you. But I think what they've got the game wrong. We've played a Kent side twice. The first time we played you guys,
we've only played them once.
No,
we've only played them once.
No, we've played in the Kent Cup twice. We've had to go down to that area twice. The first time we played them in a school on an AstroTurf.
Yeah.
Right. And
was
they
that
had
you?
fans around.
Fans around
the side.
Oh, so we played you twice.
No, we played once.
Not him. We played Owen's side the first time he went to Kent.
Yeah.
That was the game, Tabrice, where you mistimed your jump, and we got beaten. So let's get it right.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Owen.
When the sun was in my eyes.
Owen.
Okay, all right. Okay,
that was the time where Owen player ball went over. Tabrice, you missed your header. Nana wasn't covering, and we lost the game. And in the changing room, to Owen, I tore strips of them. Nana tried to defend it. Tabrice tried to defend it. In the minibus back, Tabrice had to, accept it. He was wrong because someone should have been covering, one of them two. Nana, being Nana, kept it on, wouldn't take it. But that was the game, guys. So when you have a memory, you need to remember what games we're talking about. Because you try to throw shade at me, it doesn't work. The first game was
there was no one throwing shade.
What are you talking
Get
about?
it right. Get it right.
What are you talking about? You just
wake
wake up looking smoke.
You're not gonna get one on me, lads.
No, but we're not. No, but we're
listen. It doesn't change the fact we beat you, though.
You both looked at each other. Oh, that was the game where, and you tried to say that it was my mistake. It was your mistake, Tabrice, because you missed your header, and it was your mistake, Nana, because you wasn't covering. And we've got the video evidence.
You know what?
That's all I've got to say.
Okay, so literally, if we're gonna talking about at the end, there were 3 mistakes. Well, mistakes, however, like the sun was in my eye, so of course I can't see the ball. That's kind of one thing.
Oh, don't even go there, man.
No, but you know, Nana, wait, Nana, hold on, wait, Nana, you know what?
Okay,
hear me out. So literally, that was the first mistake. The second mistake, was Nana close enough to recover? That's one thing. And then Mel was kind of, you know, he didn't really commit to actually come out for the ball, so it was an easy goal. However, they scored very early in the first half. We had a player sent off, so like, you know, hey, like let's not kind of.
They had a homer ref because Owen, every tackle foot up going in. I remember you, Owen. Don't forget games, my friend. Every tackle, you were a midfield dynamo. Every tackle.
No, I'm a centre back.
No. He's a centre back.
Wrong. I'm a
centre back.
Yeah, no. It's the wrong game, Paul. It's a centre back.
It's the wrong game.
It's a wrong game.
Oh, the game. You say you have a memory. Hang on. Wait, Paul.
The first game we played.
You know, Paul has no idea what
you have the memory, but you don't.
No, Paul.
The game you're talking about, we played in a school, yes, but there was like a net, like
yeah.
Owen's game. That's Owen's team.
Yes, but that was not the game you're talking about. Like he was in the midfield or.
No, I'm a centre back, Paul.
He was a centre back. He was a centre back.
Okay.
I was winning all the headers.
He was a midfielder for him in his team that was going in hard.
And I don't think that's actually the game.
Oh yeah, that might have been the case.
Fabrice missed the header. That's not the game.
No. That was the game.
It wasn't the game.
It was not the game, Paul. Let it go. It was not the game. Guaranteed.
Doesn't matter. We still beat you.
Yeah, no. That's fair. That's fair. But this is somebody looking smoke, talking about he remembers games and all that. And he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
No, you can say whatever you want. I know the game. It was.
I'm not saying you don't know the.
We've only played there twice.
Oh God. Anyway, that was definitely not a game.
Said, Owen, whenever you want a rematch, just let us know. Yeah, you know what? I think
not on AstroTurf, Owen.
Why? You should be good enough to beat teams on AstroTurf or grass.
I know. You don't play for us anymore, Nana. So
no. I said you should be good. I said you should be good. I didn't say I should be good. I said you should be good.
I know your ploy. It won't be a 10:30 kickoff either.
Yeah, that's another factor as well, isn't it? Yeah, because we play early.
Exactly.
Because when we had the home fixture, I remember it coming up. We get the choice as to what time it's kicked off.
Exactly. And our games are at 2:30, so it was kind of hard to get them down there for 10:30.
Yeah, mind games, isn't it? Do whatever you can to sabotage the away team.
Home advantage, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
No,
I don't blame you.
You know, I mean, again,
any surface. Okay.
Yeah, any surface. So
exactly,
hey,
you should be good enough to beat any team, any surface.
True. Yeah.
You know, literally, I'm going to say, I think Herne Bay again are one of the dark horses for the London Cup. I think because you guys are not on socials and you guys are doing your work very quietly. I think again, beating a team 10, no matter what ability or what quality the opposition is, that's you guys are ruthless. So I think a lot of people should be taking note. Herne Bay are a team to actually watch out for. And Owen's been very quiet.
Always not saying nothing.
Always not saying a single word.
Now you're feeling the heat.
Just like Wes. Wes is gone. Barry put a little bit of heat on Wes. Wes is gone, boy. They're doing well. They're doing well in the third division. But give them that. They'll probably be in the second next season.
I know them, man. I know them.
Yeah, they'll probably be in the second next season.
Yeah, they will. They'll definitely
Nana, you'll be playing them next season, Nana.
Okay.
Who, Nana?
Nana will be playing them next season. He'll be in the second division.
Okay. I'm not even gonna bite.
He's fishing, isn't he?
Seriously, he's like
only if they turn the tables upside down, he won't be there. That's the only way he's played first division.
Okay.
Oh dear. No, honestly,
I'll let you know that I've had invites from Division 1 teams to play. I just chose Catford because it's next to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. And I drive a Porsche.
Yeah, you can never drive a Porsche, mate.
Yeah, exactly. You could never get an invite from a first division side.
Okay.
So.
All right. I can show you the text messages.
To be fair, and again, Nana got man in the match, so like he must have done something right. So
he hasn't talked about the game. I don't know why. He hasn't talked about the game.
Who did you play? Sorry,
of course I talked about the game. I did talk about the game. You don't want me to go on and on about the game. What do you say?
No, it's your first win, isn't it? Or your second win?
Second win. It's their second
win.
Yeah, but it was a London Cup game. We had to go 2 hours away to Hayes.
That's far.
The horrible conditions.
Good condition, good pitch.
Yeah, we thought going out it was going to be a good day out, but it was horrible pitch.
Really.
But again, it was a really good team performance, solid team performance, and it is what it is. I think this team is always building, so there's bound to be inconsistencies. Some of I don't know all the guys, for example. I'm getting to know them. I have to ask somebody what's his name. But once we get on the pitch, we play football as a family, as a team, and once we get together as a team, we're doing a lot of things behind the scenes to try.
Do you think your problem was there was too many changes in your team to build it?
Too many changes.
Do you think that?
How do you
because
mean?
you were an established side already, Catford. It's not as if you're a new team.
Yeah, there's about 7 new players. From what I can get, from what I understand, there's about 7 new players, and there's about 3 more coming in the next few months.
So that's practically a new team.
This is practically a new team. So there's bound to be inconsistencies, but you can see the quality in there. So we're doing a lot of things behind the scenes to try and build this team, try and get it in a direction. So we're going to do the work behind the scenes.
Have you had a team
hard.
barbecue yet, Nana?
In this COVID situation and in this weather, seriously.
Well, you seem to have barbecues every weekend, so the weather don't bother you. Have you had a team barbecue?
You're always invited when I have one. I'll let you know.
Really? Wow.
Why ever not?
Okay.
Well, no. Do you tell me why not? Why do you think I won't invite you?
I think you throw a lot of shade at us now that you're not part of the family.
I just spit facts. Why would I throw shade? I've always said you and Santos are going to be up there at the end of the season. Did I not say that? I've said that. I'm under no illusions how good these two teams are. But it's a journey you have to take without me, and it is what it is. I am Catford now, and Catford I remain. It's what it is. Good luck to you.
You hear that, Nana? You hear that, Tabriz? He's Catford now, boy.
Yeah, it is what it is.
One
if
more
somebody doesn't like me, if someone doesn't want me, I need to find somewhere else to go.
That would be an interesting game. Now Nana's a first teamer now. He starts, so now that would be a.
I've always been a first teamer. Everywhere I've played, all my life, I've always been a first teamer.
Never played when we played him first. He was on the bench, so.
I've just come to a team and you just walk in. It doesn't make sense to you.
But your wording was you've always been. So.
Listen, if that's how independent do things, from people to just come in and walk straight to the team, that's fine.
Wow.
But that's not how Catford do things. That's what you did. That's what Catford did. That's what Independent did.
With who?
You want us to go there?
Well, I don't think you've got your facts right, so I don't want to embarrass you.
What are you talking about? A player comes in and comes in straight away. What are you talking about?
I've got a player on my left who knows the process. Don't embarrass yourself.
You're trying rubbish, mate.
Don't embarrass yourself.
Why would I? Okay.
Don't do it.
Listen,
don't do it.
Like I said to you, I wish you guys all the best. I have nothing against independence.
Good U-turn.
It's not a U-turn. If you want to go there, we can go there. Because
don't do it.
It was what happened.
We can see always grin, only
smile. It was nonsense what happened. The reason why I left was nonsense. But
Come in the M25.
it's done. It's gone. And like I said to you, I've got nothing against Independent.
Wow.
Jamex, please shut up. Jamex, please shut up.
Is that Jamex?
It's Jamex. Come on, it's Jamex. It's Jamex. You know Jamex when you see Jamex. It's Jamex. But hey, real talk. It is what it is. It's done. I've always said they'll be up there. Wish them all the best. I'm playing my football now. I'm enjoying myself. It is what it is. All the best. If we meet, we're still friends. It is what it is. So next chapter. I will always be in the fabric of Independent, LSU, Peckham Town. I'll always be there because I helped build the club.
What was that about? What was that about, Charcoal?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's wow at Charcoal. I'm not too sure what they've said. I'm not too sure. I'll have to probably go back to the comments.
Trying to stay relevant.
I think they said something about big up Catford or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, like, you know what? Again, this is.
Why are they not relevant though? Why are they not relevant?
Huh?
Why are they not? You say they're trying to stay relevant.
Talking about them, so maybe they want to get involved in the conversation.
Okay, I hear you.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So Owen, who have you got next week in your league?
Kent Cup. No, we've got Kent Cup. We're playing. So we're still in that as well. Yeah. We got Cobham Vets. I think they play in the bigger Kent Veterans League. Don't think they're doing too well. I think they might even be bottom. Last time we played them, we mullered them. So feeling confident. Yeah.
Okay. And Nana, who have Catford got?
I said before, isn't it? I think Norwood Lakers.
Yeah, you said Norwood Lakers.
Yeah, looking to get our first league game
battle.
First win under our belts. You know, we already have 50 men who said they're available next week. So
yeah,
everybody's on it. Like I said, we're gonna do our work quietly.
Norwich won.
Sorry?
Norwich won.
You know, you see what I'm saying? Even Norwich won. So surely Catford can win.
Okay, hold on.
But Liverpool lost as well.
Don't worry about Liverpool. We beat you 5, so don't worry about us.
It don't matter. Liverpool lost, so it means everything on the day is 90 minutes of football.
But everybody knows that.
Yes, so you can win some, you can lose some. It is what it is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, okay, you know what, guys? I just had to scroll up.
In the same sentence.
Wow. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. All right. Okay, I just had to scroll up because literally I must have missed it. So
what's that?
Don't. No. Don't.
Oh, is it the one from Tackle? I can read it.
No, you know what? Listen. You know what? And again, you know,
says,
I am gonna invite Charcoal to actually come on next week, or literally. But again, like they literally put it in the comments. Black Klopp is the most negative hater on the program. Nana, don't bite. Forget that muggy talk.
Oh, Nana, he's your friend now.
When somebody doesn't agree with you, then he becomes my friend. When you chat shit and somebody doesn't agree with you, then he becomes my friend. Is that what it
is? He's your friend now.
I don't even know him, and he's my friend now because he doesn't agree with you. Grow up.
I don't know who he is.
Grow up.
Who is he?
How is he my friend then?
Who is he?
Because he doesn't agree with you.
Who is he?
Grow up, Paul.
I'm asking the host of the program. Who is he?
Charcoal. I invite you to come on to I invite you to come on to the show next week for the vet segment.
To Breeze, what's happened to Laura?
I don't know. I generally do not know.
Yeah. So moving on.
Oh my god. You're
all right,
dangerous,
lads. I've got to run.
Guys, you know, honestly, thank you. thank you so much to
Owen. See you soon.
Yeah.
Good luck next
Nana.
week. Good luck.
Thank
next
you.
week.
Appreciate that.
And that's
And-
Owen. Owen, that's me being positive. I'm not being negative, mate. That's me being positive.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's only football. It's only football.
Good luck to you guys as well.
Thank you very much, Owen.
Thank you to everyone that's tuned in. This has been the Stoppage Time Penalty Show. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next week.
All right. Take it easy.